All right, this Igbo Philosophy TV. Over here, you watch this young, vibrant Igbo guy in detail. You will watch the lecture, the extensive lecture he gave about Nso. You know, as a human being, before you embark on some certain things, you have to do some certain consultation. If it is in Igbo language, only some things I will before you may check you go man more gin ebi owa. And I saw ya Nso. Ya we he buzo check here. More gin na abo ye bi owa. Ihe ayi na eme on aso Nso. This young man gave an extensive lecture regarding Nso, things you ought to be doing, things you ought to be eating, so that your spiritual life will be very, very strong. You know, as they said, spirit controls the physical. Some of the food we are eating affects our spiritual life. It weakens our spiritual life. Some of the food we eat, some of the things we do, even the things we drink. Because chi, guardian angel, every human being, we guardian angel. Onye kejesina, onye nyana chi ya di nizu, no we heje ke amen. Onye nyana chi ya no nizu. You get to go now. And that is why we didn't bada chiganwa gane chukwe. You know, gotta go in one or marry one or two things. Go away again. Go away because I want a blue one. If not for our chi, most of the spiritual attack, madine Madaka game more the day. But based on say our chi, the active no. One day ana piona dachi. If they open your spiritual eyes, if they open your eyes and you see the battle that your chi is fighting for you, one day, you go. So the only thing you can do for your chi to be potent and active is what? Marihe chigina so. As non so bogu. Nso bogu. Marihe chigina so. If you can identify what your chi so, when they saw that in Odile, you get to go Odile. Listen to the extensive lecture this vibrant young man, lectured in this very video. You will learn one or two things from the video. You will learn one or two things. I greet you all. Peace and love.
Nsochi. Gịnị bụ Nsochi? Wụcha ntị gị. Onye ọbụla bụ onye ọdịnala bụ onye Igbo ga-ama ebe bụ Nsochi. Maka ọdịnala nwere nsọ. Without knowing and acknowledging the Nsochi gị, you will not go far. So in our today's lecture, we are going to describe the nature of Nsochi. Gịnị bụ Nsochi? So basically, I'm going to divide this topic into two sections. Number one is the general Nsochi. Number two is the personal. But before I proceed, I want to remind us that the level of your melanin determines on your Nsochi. Melanin in this context abroad your dark skin. I mean your level of vibration and spiritual consciousness. Onye ọbụla ga-adị woke, onye ọbụla ga-attain rapture, which is inner ascension of the soul, must acknowledge Nsochi. Most of the things I nearly know when I was telling you Lulose, or Bomu did and Bonyalo. Pay attention, Lulose, when I want to have in Guinea Budulose, Ajon Leak Ob. Most people having a kind of business, their business will collapse. Their life will collapse because they don't know their Nsochi. Now let us come from the general aspect of it. When I mean general, every community nọ n'ala Igbo nwere ebe chiva na-asọ nsọ. Ide mmiri na-asa eke nsọ. Ọ nsọ chiva ka ọ bụ. Maka na eke bụ nnebe. Ịmụ ọka, ndị ọka na-asa enwe nsọ. Ndị obi na-asa eju na nsọ. Every community n'ala Igbo nwere ebe chiva na-asọ. And by the virtue of coming from that community, me na-eje ụka. Nna nwakwana ebe dị ka ụka. Ụka bịara abịa, ụka bụ social club, whether you believe it or not. Ọdịnala na-ebu eke. Onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo bụ onye ọdịnala. I keep hammering this thing because this is our indigenous world view before the colonial masters came with their imperialism. Whether you are going to church, if you this matter, ọ gbasara gị. Every community ọbụla nwere general nsọ chi. Ọ nwere ndị bebe na-asọ mmanya nsọ. Ọ bụrụ why? If you check their genealogy, nnekwu nnaba a na-anwụrọ mmanya na-akpaba ayala. Ya bụ ije ya na-aba, asị gị ọbala obi, nke emekwa na ọbala obi. Ọ na-eweta ebe ọbala ọkala dị ebe ahụ. Many people, their life adịgoro that because ha mara ihe bụ nsọ chi. So first and foremost, you must identify the general nsọ chi nke ndị bụ unu na-eme gịnị ịsọ ọlịa nsọ amala ebe aka na-ata agbalịa mgbu. That is the first one. Now the second one, I call it the internal rule or foundation. This one is very subjective or very objective. For you to understand this one, about everything can happen, you must be in tune with yourself. Your unsochi be even a. And most of them, most of them were your shortcomings in your previous life. And when you reincarnate again, if you continue towing that line, your life will be cut short. Your vision will be cut short. Your mission will be cut short. So it is another abasegi ankwana. As a young boy, a young boy, he's a business listen to me. If you have low vibration, you know efficiency is not 100%. But most people wear low vibration. It brings out their it sharpens them. High vibration in one manner, a command daka. Because originally in the spirit you are vibrating higher. Chiga chodia kina one manner. Maybe yourself, fatigue my non visible gozi. You know, Amaleba Kanata, Awaliambo. The kind of food you eat in this life determines how spiritual consciousness you are. And that is why most times people go for white fasting. Because for you to encounter the master, you must subdue the desires of the flesh. We call it sumumbunum manijeri. Because this body you see is an impediment towards attaining salvation. For you to live in a you must subdue the flesh, mind the kind of food you eat. Sometimes they make a fast and abrajive. And now the question becomes, how do I find my insochi? Now who are arrogant? Okay, sitting on a sorbonne, so okay, but sitting on the little G, so it's going to marry a little with on some if there's a talamar sotaluchi. You may listen to yourself. How do you feel after consuming a particular food? What is the level of your assignment? If you found out, quit it. Why? Such is very, very important. Be careful. Life will be energy. And to avoid energy contamination, you must know your unsochi. And unsochi, aburofu. About everything can listen to this message. So if you are listening to me as onye Igbo, identify your nsochi. And basically, how do you do that? Be in tune with yourself. Now, who are arrogant? Today, how did you feel inside of you? Kina balola, kedi kisu elonlo. So nsochi abroku even maro. Obu di beje egwuregwu. Onye ọbụla ga-adị otu n'obi. Onye ọbụla ga-ede udo, ị ga-enwele nsọ ị na-asọ. Ụfọdụ nsochi taa bụ gambling. Many people go through gambling. Many of all my friends in Manaba gambling. If I had a link, man eating I can young Kajiga, whatever, or get not the village. What works for A cannot work for B. So in our baton or man of Nanawalonso, life in general, Walonso, Namizor, Iloma, Chebe, Bibi Vetu, Nanando.